Hello there, guys, and welcome to the LGBT podcast, the first ever edition. Today, I'm joined by Will on my left.
Hello there, guys.
Will, raise your hand. Let everyone know it's you.
Okay.
Such a dumb way to do it.
Raise your hand.
I actually can't raise my hand.
He's
right
having
now.
trouble. He's having trouble.
Okay, no. I got it. I got it.
Anyway, this is just don't get your hand on my face. Yeah, we're just gonna have like Hand Simulator running in the background because then you can just.
Yeah, it gives you a nice visual representation since
nice.
none of us are in the same room. This makes it look like we're in the same room.
And also part of some sort of skinhead gang.
Yeah.
Anyway, in front of me I've got GG and Tom
Yes.
to my right.
Hello.
Hi. Let me give everyone a wave.
Tom's waving for the camera.
Hello.
I will. I'll also wave for the camera.
I hate everything about this podcast.
Hey, Leif. How you doing?
Just leave me
Hi.
Stop it. Anyway.
All right.
But yeah, we're doing a podcast. This should be fun. Hey, Will, do you actually listen to any podcasts in your 9-to-5 job?
I actually don't. I listen to audiobooks.
You don't?
But not really to podcasts.
Oh.
Will hates his job.
What about you, Leif? Do you listen to any podcasts?
I don't actually. I used to back in the day. I used to listen to some sort of science podcast, but I don't anymore because I mean, why would I? Why would I listen to a podcast? Who listens to these things?
I don't know.
We should make our own podcast, guys. I think that'd be.
We are in our own podcast. Tom. This is the podcast.
Hey, okay, so you introduced the podcast as the LGBT podcast, and we completely blew over what that means.
Basically, Tom has got a very special message for all of us.
Yeah, Tom, go ahead.
It in for a while.
So I'm Tom, but some people, I think I'm transgender in the podcast. So I stand for the T.
What the podcast is.
Yes.
In LGBT.
Is that what it is?
So
anyway, this is the LGBT podcast because my name is Leif. We've got George. We've got Bill.
I had to take a hit for the team there.
Yeah.
I had to be Bill rather than Will.
Look, for the joke to work, it had to happen.
If you came to us thinking that this was a podcast about LGBT rights and issues, we'll probably discuss those at some point and then get a lot of hate for them. But
we're sorry, but this is not your podcast.
And our characters don't exactly look like LGBT friendly.
That's profiling.
No.
Don't make assumptions like that.
I mean, we're 4 white guys, but one of us could be gay.
Exactly. There's a painting behind you. Well, that's not. Well, that woman looked like a man. But...
I can't look all the way behind me. My neck's not that flexible.
Can you put your hand down? It's really. Will's holding a gun.
Okay.
I mean.
Oh yeah. For those of you who are listening to the audio version of this, we're in.
We are. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a thing. We're looking at each other. We're in a room, and there's guns.
It's pronounced room.
Tom, put down the gun. Stop playing room.
My hand just keeps floating up. I don't know if I'll be able to control this.
Tom, put the gun down. The whole point of the podcast is we don't actually list this. Anyway,
I mean, it might. It gives us something to mess with while we're talking, having
Tom,
a conversation.
How was your, Gigi and I tried to record last night, and during the recording, I called up Tom, who was quite intoxicated.
Yes.
And
How was your night, Tom?
I did have a few drinks. I was on the Frosty Jacks, if you know what that is.
Frosty Jacks?
And I went to a Year 6 disco. We're not...
What? Year 6? What? You went to a Year 6 disco?
It wasn't like... There weren't actually like people in Year 6 there. But it felt like I was in a Year 6 disco.
Year 6, that age is what?
10.
I need this clarification.
It's 9-10. It's 9-10.
Tom...
No, it's 10-11. It's 10-11.
Tom went to a 9-year-old's disco.
Well,
and you got drunk?
Obviously, there were no 9-year-olds there, but it felt like it.
What?
It wasn't a very good night out.
Turn up, Tom.
That's what happens when you get intoxicated. They all seem...
No, we need to stop.
Yeah, we need to move on.
We need to keep this above board. We've already had one attempt at this.
Advertiser friendly is the goal here.
Us being advertiser friendly.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, YouTube's a bit of a weird site in terms of that. Half of our stuff got done for the Balkan Bros, but wasn't advertiser friendly. Apparently.
Really, Balkan Bros got hit?
Yeah, it did.
I did not know that actually.
Have you been demonetized a few times, Gigi?
Of course.
Some stuff.
Dude, I got a strike on my channel. Remember?
That was funny.
I got a strike for inciting genocidal feelings or something. I don't know.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you did say. Okay, right. I was gonna make a few choice jokes there. Man, this is hard. I don't like doing this whole like PC.
I mean, to be honest though, I was not
walk
inciting hatred. To clarify,
Right.
I just got reported by a bunch of upset people from one country who can't take a joke.
Shall not be named.
They can't take a joke, and that's what happened.
Moving
on.
Pardon?
What are you doing?
Well, we're trying to discuss really important issues.
You're down
in
here
our lives,
playing with guns,
and you're just bloody looking at a gun. Okay.
Well,
I think
coming
we should
from an
leave this.
American,
We did
Gigi,
say-
I wouldn't be taking the moral high ground on this one.
Okay, yeah, I may have guns in my house right now, but that doesn't mean I'm playing with them as I'm talking to you guys.
I mean,
You are though.
I
reckon you
might
are.
be.
Gigi, you said that if we ever came to Georgia,
All right, just go ahead and reveal where I live to everyone.
the state of Georgia. I didn't say you lived near the trap capital of the USA or anything.
Right.
Little inside joke there. You said you'd take us shooting.
Absolutely, I would.
That was a thing.
3 British
who would be
lads
the best
on the
shooter
shooting
here?
range.
Okay,
It would definitely be
firstly-
Lath, because by the sound of it, he's the only one with any weaponry experience.
Well, excuse me. I
That
did lots
is
of air
not
rifle
true.
stuff.
Air rifle.
Yeah.
I did.
I've shot air rifles a few times.
Oh,
I mean, Lath, what's your gun experience then?
The
Exactly.
S80, the standard issue British rifle. Trained with it.
Yes, I've done that.
oh, Will's done
Yep.
that.
You've done
Yeah.
that.
Yep, I've been in
I've
the
done
army
that too. I mean, it's
Wait, what have you done?
for CCF,
Not you.
CCF.
Combined
Yeah.
Cadet Force.
What have you done?
exactly the same as
What-
you.
You did the CCF.
But I did it I think a year longer than you and a ton.
Well, no, I did the gun stuff. I refused to do all the other stuff.
Okay.
Refused. You just wanted to shoot guns.
I mean, I didn't like. There was like parade and all that stuff. I just didn't do. I just turned off my weapons handling test and all that stuff.
Do you have military, or do you do military service at school? In a sense, like do you
No.
go like?
Well, in the
join the
U.S.,
army
you
for
could. They have what's called ROTC, which is Reserve Officer Training Corps, which is basically people who want to pretend to be in the military when they're in high school. And I mean, if you do it, it could help you like get into a military school like West Point, I think. But I mean, it's not required or anything like that.
Did you ever look at?
I think we should all join the military once we get to like 50,000 subs.
I just submitted my papers to not
Oh.
be conscripted into the Tunisian army. 'Cause there's a
Again, I
conscript, so I'm doing-
don't
I'm
think
doing
they can
higher
force
education.
you to go to
can.
Tunisia.
I mean, either that or I lose. I'd be a once man. I'd be picked up in the street if I ever set foot in Tunisia again. Because
So what you're
it's
saying
well,
is you're a draft dodger.
that's not the case at all.
It's
if
big.
you do higher education, because they don't want intellectuals getting shot, or being in the army.
Makes sense.
So yeah. So if you do higher, you can either
Send
do
in
a
the
year military service
Expendables.
or you do higher
So
education.
the
because
plan
you
is
do
don't
higher
let them find out you're not actually an intellectual, is it?
Will, okay, I do higher education. I am in university. Will, are you
Wow.
in university, Will? Will, are you in university
Lath,
right now?
you do colouring in as a degree.
You do a 9 till 5 job that you hate, Will. You do a 9 till 5 job that you hate.
But
Hey,
I will be doing physics.
Let's
next
all
year,
just
mate,
remember who's
which
the only one
is just
with
the
a
best
degree.
thing ever.
Oh,
Okay, a degree in media studies.
Me.
Congratulations.
Yeah, media studies. That's actually not even studies. It's media art.
It's not an art.
yeah, Lane,
It is.
take that.
I don't like the way Tom
Take
just,
that,
like,
Lane.
occasionally
Thank
turns
you,
and
Tom.
looks at me. I think honestly the
Yeah,
place
Tom's been
for this-
staring at me a lot. It's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? When everyone's like, because it's fine for me and you, G, because we can just look
Yeah,
straight
I mean,
at
this
each
is
other 'cause
natural.
with the cameras. But the other two is weird to just stare at us in turn. Cause
I feel like if we were
creepy.
actually in the same room, it'd be just as weird. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it would be exactly like this, but with
It
a
would
bit
be,
more,
it would be.
tension.
Yeah,
Especially with
I
Tom.
think yeah.
I've actually got to I've actually got to take Tom on a date at some point.
You you do.
I
Where,
do.
where are you guys going?
This conversation was born out of the fact that I said I could put on a great date, and so I'm heading to Bath, a city. So if you're in Bath, over the next
That could have been weird.
3 months, that'd be really weird.
You and Tom
But-
going to
Yeah,
stay in the
they
bath,
They
huh?
don't know what
Bath.
we look like. They know what we look like. Yeah. So Will's actually coming down to Bath. You're gonna have to third wheel on the date, Will.
That's gonna
That's
be
gonna be
weird.
fun. Yeah.
I mean, 3 people in Bath sounds like a good time to me.
So stay in Georgia. You're in Georgia. You're not allowed that kind of thing up there.
I've actually been to Bath.
LGBT,
You know,
guys. The LGBT. You have.
yeah, I have.
Whereabouts? What? You need to come down again.
I went to the Roman baths.
This time when we were there.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Ah.
That was a long time ago. That was
next to
like
it.
2009. I did that.
Tom, I bet you've never been to the Roman baths.
No, it's
Throughout your time
don't
in
go
Bath.
if you're ever in Bath, ladies and gentlemen, or just gentlemen for our audience. Don't go to the Roman baths.
Why not?
They're really
Tom?
boring, and you're better going to a pub. Like, trust me.
What if you don't like pubs?
They
the
do
Bath
let you
Crescent,
drink the bathwater there,
Oh,
which
God,
is a
why?
They do.
nice substitute. Because it's clean, I guess. I don't.
Is that why? Is
I don't know.
that what Tom does every Wednesday? He walks down to the
It
bar,
doesn't
drinks some
taste
bath
nice.
water.
It does. It
How
gets you.
did-
Oh no,
apparently
I've done
Tom
that
did
as well. Actually,
It tastes like
it
hot
tastes
water.
weird.
It just,
Yeah.
No, no,
The
no,
only
they-
person
they-
who hasn't drunk bath water.
yeah, you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, apparently
Right.
it's got like all these minerals and stuff that are meant to be
Yeah.
really good for you.
Why do you think they
Because
bathed in
people
it?
were bathed in it. Yeah, well, stop it.
Well,
Stop
not
drinking
anymore.
bath water.
Like
That was
2,000
Yeah,
years ago.
I mean, all their sweat's already evaporated.
No, but someone else is going to be bathing in there, right?
No,
No. It's
They're
not
like it's like a
bath anymore.
museum.
Oh.
Yeah. And they
I've
just
come down to the Roman baths. I'll show you around, even though I don't like it.
Tom, I'm not taking you on a date to the Roman bath and stop. That's not happening.
I think
There's
Tom's
a spa
lip-
you can
Tom's
take me
lips
to
are
if you'd
moving.
like.
Tom, I'm not taking you to a spa. Look. I know I'm taking you on a date, but I'm afraid I'm not gay.
Oh, I see.
So.
See.
That's
you are
actually, like,
you are a
Tom,
lesbian though. So
my L, lesbian starts with an L. Yes, my name is also late. I don't see the correlation here in this podcast. It's just weird. Mind you, Will. If you had to go on a date with one of us three,
I think
you're straight,
GG
right?
because I've never met him and he's going to be better than you two.
What?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
There
Will,
you go.
I'm gonna have to take you on
That
a date.
really upset me, Will. It really upset me.
Will, I'm gonna have to take you on a date. You know what? I'm gonna take you both on a date.
A
Well,
double
look, Laith,
date,
even your mom wanted me to come visit.
but with only
You don't talk about my mother.
She was very enthusiastic to meet me.
let's not go
It's
there.
because she's
So-
a lovely lady.
Yeah, she was. She was quite nice when I spoke to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there too. Don't make it weird.
You were you were the problem, I think.
I
You
was
had,
the
to,
problem.
you had to mediate the conversation between us.
I did, and I did so successfully.
Almost too
However,
much.
When are you coming to the UK, Gigi? When's that happening?
When are you coming to the U.S.?
That's never. I mean, I'm not allowed in.
Right.
Trump's America.
You know,
Just kidding.
the whole no Muslims allowed.
Arabs, Muslims, yeah, anything brown really. We need to stop. We need to stop.
I don't know. I mean, I plan to come back to the UK eventually. I don't really have the funds for that right now, or
That's what the YouTube
time.
channel's for.
It is.
Dude,
I mean,
come
how
to
do you
UK,
feel?
We'll make some great videos. Say that much. That'd be fun.
Well, when this podcast takes off and becomes a worldwide hit,
Yeah,
right,
the
guys?
LGBT podcast.
yeah, in a stupid video game where character models talk to each other.
Yeah.
Millions
Will
of views.
Will just stared at his crotch. What was that? And he was just like,
What you looking at down there, Will?
I don't know. Probably.
That's the worst answer. Actually, the worst one. That's the worst one you could have
Oh
given.
man.
I think I tabbed out to one of my hands.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
I see.
That'll happen.
Hang on. If I just do this,
Oh, don't.
if I kind of point down in that
For the-
that direction,
Okay. For the audio listeners,
this
Gigi is
podcast.
now gesturing out their holding hands. Tom is groping me. What did Tom? I don't like, guys. I don't like. I know I agreed to the LGBT.
I'm
podcast,
trying to
but
get a
this is
gun.
Too much. Guys, I agreed to the LGBT podcast. And this is too much.
All right, let's
I don't
be a
do
bit more audio friendly here.
Right. Yeah. Considering this is first and foremost an audio podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh God, Tom! Just put the gun down. What are you doing? Just stop it, Tom.
I mean,
Will's elbow's weird now.
yeah, Will, you're able to.
I know. How to
It's
fix
a bit
it.
off, isn't
It's a
it?
bit is a bit off.
Okay.
Anyway,
Right. Gonna
No.
lower my hand again.
that's a matter of hand.
Anyway.
George, you did challenge us once to say that you wanted us to sit down and see how many states we could name. I reckon Will could do the best out of.
Well, more I was thinking if you look at a map of the U.S., could you point out the 50 states?
I could point out California.
I could.
Texas, New York.
Yeah, New York.
I know Bernie Sanders is in Vermont.
Yeah, do you know where Vermont is?
Yeah, it's like next to New Hampshire.
That's correct. I'm proud.
I know my stuff.
I don't like how much Tom knows about that.
See, it's weird for US, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Because
what do you mean it's weird?
Well, you know, like it's such a big country.
That is true. It's pretty big.
Like
to get from.
It's just such a big country.
It's just big.
Well,
Russia, America, that's just big.
Well, I mean, I took a train.
One side to the other.
I once took a train from London to Edinburgh, and that was like 7 hours, right? But if I were to like take a train for 7 hours in the U.S., I'd be like 3 states over, at most. At most.
I mean, you can pretty much in America go to any climate you want, which is a bit weird, really.
Yeah,
like you don't really get that in the UK.
What do you think of California becoming its own separate nation?
I can't wait for that day. We don't need them.
And Texas?
Texas, we don't need them. We don't need either of them. And let's just get rid of them, I say.
Would you be pleased if they just decided tomorrow that Washington D.C. had enough and that it was going to be Atlanta, the capital of the U.S.?
I'd be all right with that. Yeah.
You'd be all right with that?
Yeah. Why not?
Because Atlanta's a trash city.
It's not a trash city. It was in the 90s, but it's getting better, okay?
Oh, it's getting better.
It is getting better.
Can't
Look,
blame the immigrants anymore.
Atlanta is the second biggest film city in the U.S. now.
Yeah, but it's not quite the biggest.
All those Marvel movies, you're welcome. We filmed that here.
You must say you're welcome. This is a trend that I've recently seen amongst GG recently.
Because
Leif
is ungrateful for the things that America gives to the world.
I'm not ungrateful. It doesn't. Look, the things that America gives the world, they're not negated by
specifically
America,
Georgia.
The negatives. But
we gave Coca-Cola to the world.
Coca-Cola. Do you know how many people Coca-Cola kills?
Do you drink Coca? Have you ever drunk Coca-Cola and enjoyed it?
I've actually will. I've started to.
He's probably drinking one right now.
You're drinking one right now.
You have a stash of Coca-Cola in your fridge.
Guys,
yes, we've all seen it, Leif. Don't deny it.
They use water resources and they kill people to silence them. Okay, they're pretty evil as corporations.
And they make a delicious carbonated drink.
Exactly. Thank you, Will.
With the tears of orphaned children, Will. Jesus.
When have you ever cared about the children?
I'm just looking at the light, really. I don't think that's a proper light. If you look up, it looks a bit fake, doesn't it?
It's pretty dim.
Audio podcast.
Audio
podcast.
Meanwhile, I'm watching Will like headbanging over here. Oh,
God.
Right?
Dude, it looked like you snapped your neck and then we're worried about it. Oh, stop it, guys.
Everyone's trying it now.
No, I'm actually gonna. Guys, as I'm gonna give this this podcast the seal of approval, because whenever I'm comfortable enough in a video series, I always eat. So some sweet and sour chicken.
No, you're not gonna eat on this podcast. You're not gonna. See, that was just weird because your guy's like making eating noises at me.
Yeah, that's how you're eating.
Oh my god, you're ruining it.
It tastes good.
So,
can you stop trying to touch? What are you doing?
Have you guys seen the new Star Wars movie, Solo?
I haven't.
I have not.
I have not seen it either. Tom?
I haven't.
That's a great topic of conversation.
No one's seen it.
No one's seen it.
Is anyone actually interested in seeing that?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay.
I think it's interesting how Star Wars is.
I think that the franchise is. I just don't want to keep up with all these endless like spin-off movies. Do you know what I mean?
Really? Why? It's fun.
It's fun, but
it's a chore.
I like the fact that Star Wars was 3 movies, then 6 movies, and then it's not an unmanageable amount of movies like say Marvel is. That you're like that after a while it's like I'm never gonna get through all this. Which I think that's the way Star Wars I think.
Well, I think that's what Star Wars is trying to do.
Solo would be like a rubbish Marvel movie that you'd never want to see.
I think Star Wars is trying to be like Marvel, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Everyone saw what Marvel's doing.
I'd do that.
and now everyone's trying to do it. DC's trying to do it, and all their movies
Marvel's
are shit.
Becoming massive. Infinity War and all that.
Superhero movies, I reckon, they're gonna hit the pan pretty soon because they resurged probably with around the first Iron Man.
They've gotta max out eventually, right? Like.
Yeah, I think that sounds.
There's no way $1 billion every movie is sustainable.
I mean, not just that, after Infinity War, I don't think after this kind of arc is over, where do they go? Because they've been building up to this for years.
I don't know, man. They still have so many movies though coming out, like already announced.
Yeah.
And they got the new one. Venom.
Have you seen Infinity War?
I have.
Have you seen Infinity War?
Will has not seen it.
I haven't.
Tom, you've not seen it?
It's good.
I've heard good things though.
I've seen Black Panther.
Black Panther's awesome.
I did not see that.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know about Tom Holland as Spider-Man initially, but I've actually got on board. I quite like him as Spider-Man. I mean, they made Spider-Man a bit too young, but I think I'm enjoying that. That's good. Good little dynamic. Him in Infinity War was good. I enjoyed that. Cool. Yeah,
Gigi, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Tom,
go on.
Just quickly, Tom.
Yes.
When I understand you're trying not to cut people off because it's an audio podcast. Maybe when you try and not do that, don't just go, oh, you know, you like directly sorry, I cut you off there. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try not to do that.
Hey,
next time.
Go ahead.
But I've got a question for Gigi actually.
Go
Gigi,
ahead.
Did you watch the Royal Wedding?
I did not watch
the Royal Wedding.
The Royal Wedding.
No, I did not watch the Royal Wedding because I really
right.
could not care about it at all.
Oh, because I thought Americans loved it. Like that's
they
why
do,
we have the
but
monarchy.
I'm not one of them.
Why not?
I see.
Oh, you're.
Well,
I don't know what to say to you actually.
Did you watch the Royal Wedding, Will?
I watched the highlights.
Will, can you please stop moving your head? It's weird. You're like staring straight at Tom. It's really unnerving.
To be fair, I think a lot more Americans were excited this time around. Is because we finally made it into the royal family ourselves.
No, you don't understand. We're playing CK2. We're playing CK2 right now. Harry's going to inherit the throne of England.
No, Harry married down. He had way more power than Meghan Markle did.
Wait for it. His kids are going to be American citizens. They're going to get elected president whilst also being...
That's not how it works.
And then unite the country.
13 colonies. 13 colonies. We're coming back. That's how we're going to get them back. We've had our eyes on it for a while. This is it.
You'll get not just 13 colonies. It'll be a full-ass country now.
No, we just want the 13 colonies. We don't want anything else.
Hey, you know which one's one of the 13 colonies?
Which
Georgia.
I know that. Actually, can we just have 12 colonies? We don't need Georgia. If Georgia was a state...
Okay, you'd rather have like Rhode Island over Georgia? Yeah, okay.
I'd take Rhode Island.
Rhode Island's not exactly big, is it, Leif? Like, come on.
No, Rhode Island
very densely populated, though, isn't it?
Why don't you want Georgia?
Because you're in it. It's quite big. You're the only Georgian I know, and honestly, unimpressed.
I know there's NASCAR in Georgia. I would like to go and see one of those events someday. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna look up fun facts about Georgia.
Yeah, you go for that.
So.
You know, Tom, I've never been to a NASCAR race.
Oh.
Mostly because NASCAR is kind of boring. It's just cars driving in circles for like 3 hours.
I thought you would be one of the people who would be into it, really, George. But
just because I'm from the South means I like NASCAR. Is that how it is, Tom?
It's like we're all English and we like tea.
You're from the South and you're stupid. You love NASCAR. It's just logical.
Dude, there are so many useless facts about.
You would think.
Here's George's claim to fame. You ready for this? This is one of the first ones.
Go for it.
The late John F. Kennedy Jr. and his future wife stopped in Kingsland on the way to their marriage.
Wow. Wow.
Magic.
Maybe
cool.
George would be a bit more significant if an assassination took place there, you know? But it didn't.
I mean, it was part of the Confederacy.
Damn.
It was.
It was.
They sing songs about us.
Who's they?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
There's a song specifically about burning down Atlanta and basically destroying the entire state of Georgia.
So basically giving it a makeover.
That's what happened.
Probably look better, to be honest.
What do you think about the Confederacy statues and stuff being torn down?
Should we swerve?
Skirt.
Did you really not see what
Stop
it! We're trying to sure, we're here now. George, what do you think about
we're
the
not.
statues?
We're not going.
What do you think about the statues?
I say we should build 500 more
of the Confederate statues.
I live next to. Not next to, but like I guess somewhat close to the largest Confederate memorial in the whole country, which is Stone Mountain. You guys, if you don't know what that is, you could Google that. It's basically just Robert E. Lee plus like other Confederate generals carved into the side of a mountain, kind of like a mini Mount Rushmore.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's like the controversy surrounding was like when it was completed and all this stuff and whether she can continue.
Well, you look a bit dopey. Have you been smoking something?
It's because it was during like this, the civil rights movement.
I also live even closer to a battlefield that the South won the battle, and
ooh, you're pinpointing your location now.
I mean, no one's. There's plenty of battles that the South won. It's not like they won 2.
Well, George, we've probably got fans outside your house right now. We don't know.
Just look outside. We're waiting.
As you said that, Tom. As you said that, someone walked past my window, and they looked at me, so I don't like it. I really don't like that. He's still just standing there. I know who he is now, but he's just kind of standing there. He's just outside my house. Actually,
people can find me, but it's like, what are they gonna do? Come to my house?
No. I'm just thinking they might order pizzas and stuff to your house.
That'd be fine. I'd be fine with that if they order pizzas sent to my house.
You have to then pay for it.
Not if they pay online with their credit card.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're just going to order pizza.
You don't know that.
Why not?
Yeah, Leif, why not?
I don't know. Someone might. Chairs might buy us pizza. Shout out to Chairs.
Yeah.
We love
shout out to Chairs over here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Suri. Man, been gone a while. Miss you, Suri. It's been a while.
Why are you talking
to
Siri?
We really need to make a video about our fans one day.
I want to make a video about the comments and all the nice, wonderful comments that they leave under our videos.
There's a guy.
Look at the Paradox community.
Guys, if you look at us, like things that comments marked as spam, there's a guy who's put "God bless" on pretty much every single one of our videos.
And his comment gets marked as spam. Poor guy.
Yeah, but then right next to it is a comment. I think it's the same as says, "Everyone who isn't white and Christian should die."
Wait, are they the same comment?
So I'm pretty sure it's the same commenter.
Well, there you go. That's why it's blocked.
Probably for a good reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we look like the Aryan Brotherhood down here.
we do. We do.
We really do.
It's all right. So,
okay. Wait. Let's specify. We look like the Aryan Brotherhood in the game.
In the game.
We're not talking about.
It's like 99.3% white. You took like a genetic test.
Dude, it's even higher than that. I'd say. Like the only.
Oh.
There was like two non-white places. Really just one. Which was India, which had like less than 0.1%. So it's like
that doesn't really count.
The other one was like Armenia, which I mean they're kind of white, but like so at the least I'm like 99.98%.
You might be the whitest person I know. What do you know? Oh dear, Tom.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. There's diversity in your life, George.
I don't think he can change that now.
I don't think there's a possibility.
I mean, I have black friends, if that's what you're talking about. I have Asian friends.
He can't be racist. He's got black friends.
I mean, we're part of a LGBT community. We should be a diverse.
I have a gay friend as well.
People.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tom hasn't come out yet, man. Come on.
Oh,
well, I'm sorry. I'm gay with Leif over here.
Don't touch my hand. I moved the meat into my body. Stop. I don't like how far you can reach. It's nasty.
Wait, hang on.
Anyway, don't. And here we go. Audio podcast. Are you trying to reach me as well, guys?
Leif,
stop reaching for me.
Reach. I want to touch. No. I want to touch my fingertips with yours. Hey, Will.
I don't think Leif appreciates it.
That's a nice strong chest you got there.
Stop!
It's feeling.
Alright, stop this. Audio podcast. Podcast.
Yeah. Hey, if they want to know what's going on, go listen to the video podcast.
I mean, they gotta watch it.
Go
Will,
watch
stop
the
looking at
video
your hands. You're not doing
podcast.
a palm reading. What are you... Anyway. Back to ethnicities, and that's not a contentious issue at all. So, Tom, you
I feel like we shouldn't talk about.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
What we are.
Tom, you're Jewish.
He's like grandfather. Jewish.
Yes.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a Jew.
Yes.
So I'm Austrian English, I guess you could say.
Isn't it? I mean, Austrian. You're like a quarter Austrian, aren't you?
Yeah, a quarter Austrian and 3/4
Were
English.
you born in England though?
I don't understand why you say where were you born. What does that mean? Like,
well, because that's like
genetics.
It doesn't.
That's your
It
culture,
doesn't affect.
sure.
It doesn't affect genetics, but it affects
I'm just talking about
your
genetics.
language. And
You look quite aggressive here.
well, you're not. You're obviously not.
in game.
You're obviously not interested in genetics.
But that's part of who you are, is where you're born.
We are
as well.
talking about genetics right now because
where you're born, and if you where you're born, that's where you're
90%.
where you have citizenship automatically, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah. See, if Tom was born in Austria, then you could say
Like,
he's...
I could get Austrian citizenship, but I haven't got it yet. If I want to,
What
I
happens
might
if you're born
get
in
it.
international waters?
Then
Oh, I know what happens. It's the ship. It's
it's whatever.
the ship you're registered to. Yeah, maritime law. That's interesting.
What if you're born in
Will-
space?
what if you're born in Mars?
Yes,
If you're born on the
You're not-
ISS,
I don't
then
think
who
that-
claims you?
I do. You're mine.
I guess it's just your parent, whoever
Yeah.
birthed you.
Probably.
Well, here's
Will,
something.
what are you?
Elon Musk is an incredible guy. I just like to point
I'm
out
finished my
there.
topic, Will. Tom.
All right.
Will, what are you?
I'm half Welsh,
Ooh.
quarter Scottish,
Ooh.
quarter English.
Ooh.
So I am.
You're
Very
British.
white.
You're very British.
I am very British.
You're like offensively British.
Yep.
Okay. Well, no.
Like Welsh.
Let's
Welsh,
not say that.
Are the Welsh people? We don't know. Moving on. The
Yes.
And Laith.
sure.
And Laith,
Superior.
who are you? What do you bring to the group?
All right. What do I? Okay. I'm a mixed match of a lot. Okay. Right. Without giving like specific
You're a
numbers,
mongrel. Is what you are.
I have been called that. I've been called half breed. It's all good. On my mother's side, there's like some Scandinavian there. There's some Celt, but pretty much English. If you want to broad stroke it. On my father's side, you got some Berber, you got some Bedouin, you got some Tuareg, also but basically Tunisian. So that's nice. No, we'll discuss
English
our
Tunisian.
heritage.
English
Yeah,
Tunisian.
That's
Which is why Laith constantly takes advantage of both white privilege and minority privilege.
It's great. You have no idea.
He's not looking forward to the English.
I simultaneously have white male privilege, but then at the same time can also play the race card.
Exactly.
I am the most privileged group.
He's
great.
the dynamic Captain Dynamic
It's
over
great. I can just claim to. Will, what are you doing?
here. He looks like he's investigating a very small. I don't know, like a piece of.
I wouldn't worry about what I'm doing, mate.
That's really weird. Will. I feel like he's doing this in real life as well. He's actually like doing this.
He could be. He could be.
Will, by the way, for the audio listeners, has just brought his hands up to his face and is just keeping them there.
Yeah.
I mean, who
And
doesn't?
he's looking at his hands to and from.
World Cup in
Russia.
Yeah, 3 days.
In Russia.
I was about to say.
Yes.
Saudi versus
Leif?
Russia.
What do you think of the USA's chances, Judy?
I think we can go all the way this year. This is our time. We're definitely. I mean, at least round of 16.
Round of 16, huh?
Round of
Maybe,
16.
maybe if you don't draw to Trinidad, you might make it.
We don't.
Yeah,
really talk
England's
about
playing
Trinidad.
Tunisia on the 18th. That's going to be... You guys need to come around my house, not you, Judy.
So-
Like,
Okay, your mom invited me though.
she did. I mean, to be honest, if you turned up, I'm not going
Leif
to
is
turn
just
you
completely
away.
silent.
If I turned
Yeah,
up, would you even
I am
know that it's
talking.
me? Would you recognize me?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you look like.
You do know what I look like, but you've only seen me from one perspective, which is
Yeah, from the camera.
yeah.
What other perspective? If you just turn up in a balaclava,
With
no
your
one would
eyes.
recognize you.
I mean, yeah, you wouldn't if I did that.
Yeah, if I was wearing a buff, you would recognize me.
Well, I'll be in Wisconsin when the World Cup starts. Unfortunately,
me too.
It's good and bad. Cause
Who are you
doing in
supporting?
Wisconsin?
who am I supporting? I'm going for Iceland because they're like the underdog, and also my favorite player is Gylfi Sigurdsson, who is Icelandic.
Sigurdsson.
Dude, I was a fan.
What a
of,
strange choice. of
no,
a
I was a
favorite
fan
Yeah.
since before he even played in England. Back when he played in Germany, when no one knew about him. So, how dare you?
See, Gigi's a cultural
Oh.
American.
How dare you say anything about Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Tunisia does have a 2,000 to 1 odds of winning the World Cup, which are the same as Panama.
They're not getting a point, is all I'm going to say.
What? They're
not. They'll get 3 against Panama.
I don't know.
It depends on the England game. Honestly,
wasn't the national team like asking you if you could come play for them? Isn't that how desperate they are?
That's what he says.
That's what he says.
That's not what I said. What I said was, I know the coach. Have talked, not the old coach, and that was a dream of mine. That's what I was saying. Thank you very much.
I see.
I remember those exact words. Do you guys?
Well. I remember everything you say as well. Do you want me to start bringing up all the racist stuff you've been saying over the past few days?
All right.
Because otherwise this thing will just get...
I think we decided not to go there, Laith, with the false accusations.
Because if you're
I think we did. We already did one of these.
Got proof. I don't remember this. This is fake news.
Something got really tense in here. Good thing there's no guns laying on the table.
If we can't load them, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, we just throw bullets at each other. I think, Tom and Will are going to be in my house, and if England smash Tunisia, they won't be leaving. To be honest,
it's going to be the greatest day of our lives.
Because I've been ramming the fact that I'm Tunisian down everyone's throats my entire life. The second that Tunisia lose, and they probably will, to England,
I'm banking on a Kane hat trick.
I mean, if that happens,
tearing you apart.
If that happens, if it's a good showing by Tunisia, then I'm fine. But if that happens, I'm gonna get so many messages. I'm gonna have to kill myself.
Oh dear.
Whoa, bit dark.
That's a bit deep for an audio podcast.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand.
Just in game, he's gonna load the gun in game.
I have rammed the fact that I'm Tunisian down everyone's throats. I have a shirt that is literally just the Tunisian flag. I have a shirt that says "Never fear, the Tunisian is here," and I have a shirt with like the symbols on it. Because of the fact that my old housemaster at my old school, he didn't like the fact that I was patriotic, so I just kept on being more and more patriotic to annoy him. And so now I'm the product of that. So I will be I'm actually currently wearing a Tunisian shirt.
Well,
it's unintentional.
Are you at least going to go for England the rest of the time?
Oh yeah, dude. No. I'm going to be so conflicted. That's the issue. Okay. I want Tunisia to win because I have close ties with football in Tunisia. But it's not going to be fun if Tunisia knock England out of the World Cup, I'll be unhappy. I prefer that to happen, but I'm not going to be happy.
Well, they play each other. They're the first game, right? So that's just
they play the first game.
That's not going to happen.
No, but
if England doesn't make it, that's because they suck against Belgium and Panama.
Yeah. England will make it though. We're going to win the World Cup this year, I think.
No, England's not going to win.
I'm hoping that Belgium flops and Tunisia and England go first and second.
I tell you, if it was the United Kingdom team, we'd be winning all the time.
Here's the thing: if England and Tunisia draw, just a 0-0 draw, and then both of them get through, then my life is complete. I'm happy. I can't.
But Belgium though, they're so good.
Belgium's going.
Belgium. Look.
Belgium's going to win the group. They're going to beat England.
I'm just hoping the World Cup. Anything can happen in the World
Cup. What if Belgium and Panama go through?
No, if that happens, no, that's it. Then what's the point in me living? If England and Tunisia both don't qualify. Seriously. Because anything that's good... Look, I said this before. If Tunisia were to win this World Cup... I was talking to Will. If Tunisia won this World Cup, I have nothing left to live for. Because, let's say I'm in the delivery room. The doctor hands me my firstborn child. And he's like, this is your son or daughter. And I'm holding it. And you know that elation that parents are meant to feel? I'll just drop the baby because I'm thinking it's just not as good as when Tunisia won the World Cup. That feeling. So I've got... It can't get any better. That's the issue.
Oh dear.
Okay.
I mean, it's a bit sad though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna...
I don't think... compared to all of us, we're not really that into football, in a sense. Like, you're overboard when it comes to that stuff.
You should have seen
football.
the Discord.
I like
Spain
football
versus...
Or is it soccer, I think the Americans call it.
Well, no, Tom, will both
not
of you, when you come to my house, you'll see how over the top I'll get. You'll see. Things will be broken. Everyone knows that, like,
things.
The worst thing is when me and my dad are watching football together and something happens, because we kind of like egg each other on. So if we say something like, "Oh, you know, the referee he made some poor choices," the other one will be like, "Yeah, the referee's he's biased." The other one will say, "Yeah, the referee's clearly bought." The other one's like, "The referee someone should go after him, and then next thing we know, we're making plans to take out the referee.
Oh God, Will.
It just.
Oh God. Oh.
Will, what's wrong with your elbow?
Don't want to talk about it.
We'll just ignore that.
I've been in intense pain all podcast.
Oh, there you go. So, well, I'm assuming your mom's going to go for England, though, right? And then, so, you know, your house will be.
Yeah, no, she is. It's been like before. She's supporting England, obviously, because she's English.
The Lath household will.
Oh no! If Tunisia knock out England, then my mother's going to beat me.
Oh,
just because I'm the closest Tunisian thing that she can get her hands on.
Not the rest of your family.
Well, no, because I think my sisters resonate more with England, whereas I resonate more with Tunisia in general.
Okay.
It's how our dynamic works.
Well, look at it this way. You know, no matter what happens to them, because we all know they're not going to do well. They at least made it. They got there.
They did.
That's better than my country. Better than Italy and the Netherlands too.
If Tunisia win, it'll be the first time they've won in 40 years in the World Cup.
He means one game, by the way, not the World Cup.
Yeah, just one game.
Just one game in the World Cup.
In our first World Cup, we were the first African team to ever
win. When was the last time they even
qualified?
qualified?
2006, 12 years ago.
Really? Oh.
We should have qualified a few times after that, but there were dodgy refs. Poor teams.
Oh yeah, so it's the ref's fault.
No, here's the thing: we successfully sued the ref in my life more times than I've ever. Yeah, because it's been found that the ref has been biased. African football, by the way, you know how diving's just taken as part of the game.
Sure.
In football, the referee is a player in African football. He can be bribed, and that's just part of the game. The referee being biased is just part of the game.
Well, I guess that's Africa for you.
Yeah, dude, it's a fun place. Mind you, people do like to generalize Africa as one. It's just not.
It's just not.
It's just not. It's really annoying sometimes.
Well, but it might be like open borders and stuff, and like
no. Do you know how
its
many
own country?
There's a lot of conflicts in Africa. Do you know how many different ethnic groups there are? Distinct ethnic groups with their own languages. Nigeria alone has over 200 languages, more than that, 200, 400 languages. They are just within its borders, which leads to a lot of ethnic strife because you've got a minority leading the majority, all that kind of stuff. If you compare a map of Europe with its ethnicities, they're broadly in the same range as the countries are. Broadly this, broadly that. In Africa, it's so like little. There's so many. Look at the maps of a map of different ethnicities in Africa. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's just a mess. It's like a complete border war, which is fun. If you had to go to Africa, which country would you go to? That's what I want.
I'd rule out Tunisia.
Why? I'm guessing, Will, because you've been to Tunisia before and you loved it.
No, because you're there. I'd be like,
all right.
I might see Lath down the shop and I'd be like, ugh.
Down the shop. Mind you, the last time I took Will down
the shop,
in my local.
Last time you took me down the shop, right? I was walking down and he just looks at me. He's like, "You're gonna get stabbed," and the people are just talking to me in Arabic. And I'm how old am I? I'm like 13 or something. And he just keeps looking at me and laughing. You're gonna get stabbed, and I'm terrified. I'm walking back. There were just people having coffee, and he's just like, "Yeah, they're gonna come after you." And I can't speak Arabic, and Arabic sounds really aggressive.
I took Will to my local village.
And then a boy comes up and throws rocks at us.
No. What happened with that was we were with my cousin. He tried to steal my cousin's bike. And so I get into a scrap with him. I knock out his tooth. And then he runs across the road and starts throwing rocks. So I get the boys out of there. I go back to my dad. I'm like, yeah, this happened. And his first thing was like, why did you run? I was like, well, I got my friends here. They didn't sign up for a rock fight in the middle of Tunisia. And he's like, yeah, but don't run. Don't run, future. And then we got in the car and had to find the kid.
Then you went and kicked the shit out of him.
Well, no, maybe.
You ran him over with the car. Best driver in Tunisia. That's what they call it.
Because my local town, it's a rough place. I've never in my life seen a policeman there, and it's just such an alien thought to have a policeman in that thing. There's no emergency service. There's nothing like that. It's just you and your family. There's nothing else there. It's great.
Sounds
so
like
when I took Will there, yeah, that was fun because everyone was looking at this blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid like, the hell are you doing here? We are all inbred.
Fresh meat.
All look the same. No, one of them came up and was like, can he get me an English passport? That's why I started laughing. Because the guy was like, he was trying to give Will his Tunisian passport. I was like, English one. Can you get me an English passport?
Will's like, I'll give you a Welsh one. He's like, no.
No, please. Anything just burns it in front of me. God. I've been to Oz a few times.
I need to go to Tunisia. That sounds like a fun place.
Dude, I'll take you to my home village.
Dude, I want to get into a good old-fashioned Tunisian street brawl.
Dude, here's the thing. In my local town, half the people can't, like, they don't punch, they slap because that's how their parents hit them. So that's how they think to fight, right? So if you get into a scrap and you punch, you'll probably win. It's great.
Well,
but they're tough guys. They will not go down. But they're just slapping you. But they won't go down.
How big are these people? Because I feel like the
There's
malnourished.
They're either they're not malnourished. Here's the thing: the malnourished ones are small because how we're fed with my cousins in tow is there's like one communal pot and we all go in for it. If you are a runt, then you don't eat, which means you don't grow. If you're big, you get more food, you grow. So half my cousins are small and half of them are massive. So
where do you fall in there?
Well, I wasn't there year round.
Well,
so I grew.
You beefed up on that English food.
Yeah,
and
English food.
Came during the summers and slapped around all your cousins.
Yeah, it's great. Mind you, I've got one cousin. He's massive. The guy's ridiculously strong. We'll met him.
So he's the winner.
He did. He won.
He won big time.
The guy, honestly, he's one of the strongest guys I've ever met in life. He's ridiculous. Will can testify to that. He'd just throw us around.
And he was like 13 at the time.
13.
How tall is this kid?
He still looked like 25.
Yeah,
and ripped.
It's ridiculous. But no, with Tunisian street fights, there's two stages. You got the normal fight, and then after that, if one person loses and they get away, then it turns into a rock fight, and you throw rocks at each other, and then there's a big loser there.
Sounds like a bar fight, but in the street.
Yeah, essentially.
Because there's no bars in Tunisia.
But there's cafes all over the place. Basically, are bars. But then, if you hurt, like for instance, if I get into a fight and I beat someone, right, and they run home, then suddenly his entire family has an issue with my entire family. So my third cousin's wife's nephew will be fighting with his father's his father's friends, all this other stuff. It's like because your family's your gang. So then suddenly it's like blood feud between you and them.
So do you guys make like marriage alliances? Be like,
you have no idea.
Give my daughter to your son, and then
the way
we'll go kick the shit out of our neighbors.
They like to keep it within the family.
They do. Cousins can marry cousins. In my village, it's kind of a backward. It's not representative of the entirety of Tunisia. It's quite a progressive place in general. In my little village,
progressive.
Oh my god, getting married. Because it's that mentality of you go out in force, right? So they bring all of their family members, we bring all of our family members, and there's a marriage. But I've never not been to a marriage that hasn't had a fight in it. That's how it works. Because it's that mentality of we're trying to prove our strength, and then if someone slights you, then there's just a fight, and then the entire families get involved. And at the end of the day, the two people get married, and then suddenly you're fine with each other. But for that moment, you're just going in for it, which is fun. Like, you'll see people, they're dressed up in their nice clothes. I've done this before. We're all dressed up in our nice clothes, and then we see something, and then suddenly we're all just, like, taking off our jackets and everything because we don't want to get them dirty. You know, taking off our ties because we'll get choked with them, and then just, like, diving in. It's great fun. It's good stuff. Good scrap.
And these are the kind of people who are immigrating to... I see.
No, these guys.
Suddenly, it all makes sense. The travel ban. It's all making sense now.
Trump was right.
When was the last time you got into scrap, George?
I don't even know if I've ever been in a real one because we're civilized people.
Oh.
I mean, I've just
what's the worst fight you've ever been in?
The worst fight?
So, I mean, where someone's.
I've been in a sparring match where I've people get hurt, but
Oh no, like an actual fight.
No.
Has anyone gone to the hospital?
No.
What? Has anyone been knocked out?
No. I grew up.
Apparently, everyone's fine.
I grew up in a nice area, so no, we weren't fighting each other all the time.
Dude, every summer about 50.
The entire 4 years I was in high school, only one fight ever broke out. It was,
wow.
And of course, it was between two of the poor kids who weren't even living in our town, but they just went to school there.
Will didn't believe me that I'd get into fights all the time in Tunisia until he came and saw it for himself. He understood the mentality. He was like, nah, late lie, that kind of stuff. And then he came and saw me knock this guy's tooth out. He's like, oh, apparently this place is literally just tooth and nail. You know, it's ridiculous.
You were telling us some really far-fetched stories at the time. Though. You were having like fireworks wars.
And then you came and you saw it was right. Wow. You see what I mean? They just launched fireworks at each other, and then Will came and he found out I was telling the truth because it's weird. It's a different world. It's a different world.
It's completely different.
Honestly, even compared to the UK, the US is much more tame. Like, I know the US gets a rap for being violent and all, but like, go to a pub in the UK versus just a bar in the US, it's way more rowdy in a UK pub. Like, it's way more dangerous in there.
At least we have like the confidence that there are no guns around. You know
I mean, that's the only advantage.
There's only
there's air rifles.
Like, there's only so far it can escalate.
Yeah,
that's true.
Air rifles,
but at the same time, it's like prone to break out any minute.
Yeah, that's what I hate because I'm always on edge in pubs, and I've gone into fights in pubs before, and because the slightest thing will trigger it.
I've never seen a bar fight in the US. Like, I've seen assholes get thrown out, but like, it's never escalated.
I've been in a fight in spoons, like Weatherspoons.
I love Weatherspoons.
Dude, that wasn't.
Weatherspoons is the best on a night out. You know what I mean?
It's good.
Spilled his drink and I demanded I apologize.
I miss Weatherspoons. I could use a bacon burger.
Are you want to come to Weatherspoons now? Like, after this podcast,
yeah,
I'll
fly over. I'll fly over to Weatherspoons.
Dude, nah. It's not my cup of tea. It's just way too it's like a powder cake. I don't like it. It's way too. I don't see it because typically I'll be the spark that lights that thing.
Well, I don't know when that's true, but when I ever went to Weatherspoons, it was just full of old people mostly. I don't know if that was just the town I was in, but if that's just a Weatherspoons thing. If it's full of old people.
In the day, it'll be filled with old people.
We wouldn't go like in the day. It'd be like, I don't know, 8, 7, 9.
8, 7, or 9.
In the evening, the wee hours of the night.
Are you a fan of a night out then, George?
Well, not as much as Tom apparently. Jeez.
Hey, I'm not a party animal here.
Tom, you went to France and then came back and immediately went to a 12-hour rave and then just went straight back into a night out immediately after that.
Yeah, Tom. This is an intervention.
I had plans.
We brought you to this table because we want to talk about your problem.
Yeah, this is an intervention, Tom.
I see. Is that why Will's slowly reaching for the gun? Am I out of this group?
No,
we're just making sure you don't try to leave.
Because Tom, I'll be honest, Tom, you got a problem. You got to stop going out so much.
Tom, you would fit in great into the bro culture of American college society. You would be a great frat. You would be a great frat guy.
That's not a good thing.
Thank you, George. I appreciate it.
Was that a compliment? I can't tell.
You're welcome, Tom. You're welcome.
You know, guys, I've always had this idea, right? You go clubbing, but as an E4 player, and see what happens.
What do you mean?
Like, you go up to a girl, you're like, let's try and improve relations.
Europa Universalis 4, in case you're one of the LGBT people who's stuck around this
ducats.
Tom, sorry, did you say you're gonna give them a few ducats? You're gonna pay a woman? Tom! Tom, that's
go
not
dancing.
Legal. Tom, that's not gonna pay
send a royal marriage.
Jesus Christ. Tom, don't pay someone to dance with you. That's a strip club. That's a strip club.
Oh, of course.
What?
I've never been to a strip club, just to clarify.
Sure. You just thought they were doing it for like...
Hey, Will, that's incredible. You're talking without moving your lips.
It's insane.
Oh, really?
Oh, there. Oh, working again.
That was all, it's like throwing his voice. Can you just put your hands down? Honestly, and people say I have ADHD.
Do they?
They have done, several people. As of late, yeah, a lot. I mean, one of my lecturers who doubles as like... apparently she works with children with learning disabilities. She was like, yeah, no, you got ADHD.
Is that what they call it nowadays? See, back in my day, they just said you were a bit slow.
I'm not.
Like, get on with it, like, yeah.
I'm not slow. Sorry, slow.
Quit fooling around there.
What do you mean slow?
I mean, when we had a race, you did lose.
All right, Will, that's just not true. It's just not. Okay, let's race now. When was the last time you ran anywhere? That's what I thought.
Yesterday.
Where did you run?
I run when I'm late for things.
He ran to the fridge and back.
I will rigorous training for football. I'm planning on. I'm actually planning on becoming an agent. Got a little thing going on. That'll be fun.
Going to become a football agent.
Yeah, I've got to like take a test with the FA and everything.
To like do what? Help out players get contracts?
I don't know. This guy has a plan, and he wants me to be an FA, and I thought, sure, I'll get paid for it. Why not? Yeah, that's the plan at least.
Well,
guys, can you just like stop? You two are just podcast. Stop playing the game. What the hell is wrong with you two?
I mean, we've been going on for almost an hour. If we wanna.
It's been a good session.
If we wanna.
It has indeed.
Stop here.
And it's time, Leif. We want you out for social streamers.
You're not even pointing the gun at me. Also, this isn't the social streamers podcast. It's the LGBT. We need to
I'm here.
If anyone has a good name for our group that we have, which
the four of us,
the four of us, because we
social.
we don't really have
Tom, don't point the gun at your face.
I see.
You want to take this guy? 1 second. You
Uh,
want to take this guy? Just Tom, put it down. Tom.
Does it look a bit strange?
No, just put, Tom, stop. Just put the gun. Give me the gun.
Just lower the gun, Tom. Lower the gun.
Lower the gun?
Tom,
Okay.
Yeah, lower the gun, Tom.
Tom, let go. Tom, let go.
There
Let go of the gun, Tom!
There you go.
You can't let it go.
It's an addiction.
Congratulations, Tom. You're one step closer to becoming a naturalized American citizen.
Wait, no, he put down the gun. That's the issue. If you had to take a Class A drug, which one would it be?
What?
Name all the Class A drugs for me, please.
Just things like cocaine, meth, that kind of thing. Which one would
So, with that, I think we're going to end the first LGBT podcast. And
It was actually a question to the audience. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been the podcast.
We'll
Goodbye.
end on that. Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Tom.